jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight? Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov? Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring!
Oscar De La Hoya's sudden change of stance has stirred major controversy just months ahead of one of the most anticipated fights in modern boxing. In a recent interview, who had previously backed Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez reversed his prediction, now calling a Crawford win impossible. Crawford wasn't having it. The undefeated champion fired back, dismissing opinion and confidently guaranteeing a dominant victory over Canelo.
Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus, so I don't see me and him fighting. So
what's the highest you could fight at realistically?
I would say 154 realistic.
154.
You know,
So
them boys get big up there. Them boys get big up there. And I'm not a person to, you know, toot my own horn.
Oscar De La Hoya initially threw his full support behind Terence Crawford, boldly predicting that Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez anytime, anywhere. Smaller fighter moving up in weight, but as a naturally strong and versatile athlete who could comfortably compete at 168 pounds, framed Crawford's size, adaptability, and high ring IQ as key factors that would neutralize any advantage Canelo might have. It was a twist on the old boxing adage that a good big man beats a good little man, except in this.
The main card, it will be 4 fights, and we will have Canelo Crawford and the co-main event, and 2 fights. One of them is Gerald and Miller, if we finish it. Then there is another card, start area for free for everywhere. We are thinking to put around from 6 to 10 fights per talent.
Crawford wasn't the little man at all, but in a dramatic change of heart, Canelo Alvarez now reversed course, calling the fight a mismatch in Canelo's favor and downplaying Crawford's chances, even going as far as to describe it as nearly a no contest. Terence Crawford wasn't about to let sudden U-turn slide without a Canelo Alvarez direct. Crawford called out the contradiction, pointing out how flips between praise and doubt, supporting him one moment and dismissing him the next. He emphasized that the upcoming September 13th clash
all about making history. I was the first 2-time undisputed champion of the world. First 3-time undisputed champion.
with Canelo Alvarez isn't just another blockbuster fight based on names or titles that carries historic weight. If Crawford defeats Canelo and becomes undisputed in a 3rd weight class, he would achieve something no male fighter in history has done. Not even icons like Sugar Floyd Mayweather. While Crawford's legacy is already solidified in the eyes of many, a win over Canelo would elevate him into truly elite company, placing him among the sport's all-time greats. Still, despite his accolades and mastery across divisions, skepticism lingers. Eddie Hearn echoed a common concern in the boxing world, while he acknowledged
Charlo. You really think he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight.
It's Terence Crawford's undeniable greatness. Hearn pointed out that Crawford hasn't faced elite opponents in their prime. It wasn't meant as a dig, but rather a reflection on how the boxing landscape failed to deliver marquee matchups for Crawford. At the right time, Hearn noted that while wins over fighters were solid, they don't carry the same weight as the legendary names on Canelo Alvarez's resume. Even Crawford's most dominant performances against Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and Errol Spence Jr. come with asterisks. Brook and Khan were widely viewed as past their best, and Spence, though a top-tier name, entered the ring with lingering questions following a serious car crash and a long layoff. On the other side, Canelo Alvarez boasts one of the most stacked resumes in modern boxing. Tomago Cotto and Caleb Plant. He's faced elite names across multiple weight classes, relentlessly pursuing titles and legacy. While some of those victories, particularly against Canelo Alvarez, came with caveats regarding timing, age, or controversy, the fact remains, Canelo has consistently stepped into the ring with top-tier opponents. That track record is a key.
I said before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Poster wasn't elite?
Who?
Reason why figures like Canelo Alvarez, despite their own complicated history with, now argue that the fight leans in his favor. It's not just about size. Canelo Alvarez, battle-tested veteran, with a proven track record in the sport's biggest moments. While many see the upcoming fight as a mismatch, plenty of fans and analysts believe Terence Crawford's technical brilliance is the ultimate equalizer. His elite footwork, ring IQ, seamless stance switching, and razor-sharp timing make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport.
I think this fight does more for your career than fighting David Benavidez?
You can see the career of Terence Crawford Benavidez. Terence Crawford is undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, many championship fights. So he bring me something to the table.
Against Errol Spence Jr., Crawford didn't just win, he dismantled him, making a top-tier champion look outclassed. His patience, precision, and poise were on full display, showcasing qualities that few fighters possess. Yes, moving up to super middleweight presents a serious challenge, but for some, it's the stylistic matchup, not the size, that could decide the outcome. Crawford rarely gets hit clean, conserves energy efficiently, and executes game plans with near-flawless discipline. If he can absorb Canelo's power early...
Is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is a
fighter in
champion
September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different.
So
Wait.
I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then
We're going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you going to find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money, because it's going to be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never...
Early, the fight could gradually swing in his favor through sheer skill and ring mastery. Canelo Alvarez's current positioning in the sport has as much to do with promotional politics as it does with his legacy in the ring. His former promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, has been both an outspoken supporter and fierce critic over the years, especially after their highly public and bitter split. When Canelo left Golden Boy Promotions, their fallout was riddled with accusations and tension, creating a deep rift between fighter and promoter.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had one
promoter. But with the rise of Saudi Arabia as a new epicenter for major boxing events, even long-standing feuds are beginning to soften under the weight of spectacle and money. At the center of this shift is Turki Alashi, the Saudi advisor and chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, who has rapidly become a powerful force in boxing, acting as a kind of kingmaker. Alashi has helped organize and fund some of the sport's biggest recent fights, effectively bringing rival promoters, networks, and fighters to the same table.
To put a small ring, the smaller ring in the...
The only... Hey, Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm going to be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head, too.
Under his influence, traditional boundaries in boxing, whether political or promotional, are being redrawn. This realignment may also explain De La Hoya's change of tone. What was once a hardline stance against Canelo has turned into something more pragmatic. Whether driven by renewed business interests or the sheer scale of the Saudi-led boxing boom, De La Hoya now seems more willing to promote Canelo's dominance rather than question it. In this,
he hopes you don't run. And Turki has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turki, You need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the.
This new era, where global events are dictated by spectacle and unified promotional efforts. Old grudges seem less relevant. For Canelo, this might be less about personal vindication and more about staying at the center of boxing's biggest opportunity, something Saudi Arabia is now offering on a historic scale.